Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to make time to read books. With this lockdown situation, I know that it feels like we have more time in our hands compared to normal or, the other normal. But I know for a fact that before Corona and now, so many people struggle finding the time to read, including myself. I love reading, and let me just say this, it's not that like everybody should be reading, everybody should love reading, but for people like me who actually love reading, it's always an issue to actually find the time to sit down and read. So I thought I'll do some research and come up with some new ideas and bring them to you. Before I get into how to make time, I want to talk about two little things that will improve reading, in my opinion. First of all, this book cover I got was a game changer for me. This is actually not a book cover. It's, I think, a Hobonichi planner cover, but I got it for reading books because there are some things about this cover that makes the whole experience much better, in my opinion. And when something this cute and this practical is a part of the reading routine, I read more. I pick this guy up way more than before. So let me just tell you about this a little bit. There are two pen holders on both sides. On one of them I have my favorite gel pen, which is a very fine tip, and the other one is a erasable highlighter. I like taking notes on my books. I mean, not notes, but highlighting areas. But I also don't want to permanently damage my books, so I thought these like highlighters that you can erase were really good ideas. Then you have here a bunch of card holder slots, and I use them to put paper so that I can take my notes, and once the book is over, I can actually just take it out and, put these in my to-do or ideas list or whatever. The other thing I really like, there are so many of these areas that you can put paper and stuff like that. The other thing that I absolutely love about it, other than how it looks, obviously, is that it has two separate page flag things. Not flag, what is this? Divider? Placeholder? Whatever. I absolutely love this idea because there are some parts of the book that I want to go back to, so I can mark two areas, two pages at the same time. So if you are struggling and if you're someone who enjoys these little things, including these things into the routines, I think this would be a good idea. And I'll leave the link in the description box as always. The second one is a concept that came out when I was doing my research for this video, which is actually a very good advice in my opinion. When you start reading something and you just can't seem to finish the book, it's probably because you're not enjoying it. I always had this problem of, I started it, I have to finish it before I can go and, start a new book. But it's not the case. It shouldn't be the case. You don't have to finish every book you start. As long as you enjoy it, great. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to finish a book. But if you don't enjoy, and that's why you're not picking the book up, maybe it's a good idea to just drop it and move on to something else. I think this is also a time-saving hack, because if you're not enjoying a book, you're not going to get much out of it and you're just spending the time on reading it, which you could use in a better way. Anyway, let's go into the meat on how to make time to read books. The first one is, obviously, making an alarm on your phone every day at whatever PM, 4 PM or whatever, for 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes every day when the alarm rings, I'll drop everything and I'll start reading. I think this is a great concept if you have full flexibility in your days. If you're not in a meeting, if you're not working on a regular work hour, or maybe you can do it in the evenings as well. But I really like that idea of having a phone alarm ringing at a certain time, maybe or a different time every day, reminding you to read for 10 minutes. That's definitely a length of time we can all, invest in. It could also be a page goal, I'll read 20 pages, but I absolutely love this 10-minute idea, so I wanted to talk about that. Before I talk about the second one, I just want to say that I'm saving my best tip on how to make time for reading books till the end, because I actually have another thing to say that goes with that. So bear with me. These are also very useful, but I think that one is the best one. The second one is something you probably heard, is audiobooks. Basically Audible, and if you like, little nuggets, then Blinkist as well. Me and my husband, we love Audible. Whenever we were driving from Switzerland to Germany, we were always finishing a book on the way. We absolutely loved it while we were driving, while we were traveling. Right now, I know that it's different because, we're all in lockdown mode, but still, since you can speed these audiobooks up, you can really finish books very fast. We always listen to 1.5 or 1.75. That keeps us really engaged as well. That's a problem that I figured happens with audiobooks. It's hard to concentrate. But what we figured is if you speed it up and if you pair it with another action that doesn't require concentration, such as showering, makeup, cooking, cleaning, anything like that you have to do, you have as a responsibility in your life, can be paired with listening to an audiobook. And this you don't even have to make time for because you're already spending that time on a house related thing or, showering or makeup that you probably do daily. Oh, also workouts. Workouts would be great to make time or to pair out with listening. The other one is having Kindle app on your phone, which I tried. I actually liked it, especially, like those times where we just scroll through and there's nothing to look at on the phone and we have nothing else in our hands as well. It's quite handy to have the app on the phone or having some books in the, in the phone. I have some PDFs, I know that. Just go through these would be a great idea. And again, this is mostly like waiting time or idle time, so you don't have to really make the time and you just have it there. Instead of going to Instagram, you can go to Kindle. The only problem I have with this one is that my screen is quite small. I have the iPhone X, and since it's quite small, I don't enjoy reading as much on my phone. But it's just an idea. Maybe, like when you're in the bathroom or something, you can make 5 minutes reading time for yourself. And that's the other one, that's the next one, reading in the bathroom. This is not my tip. I heard about this in another video and I was like, we should talk about that. I really like the idea because many people take their phones to the bathroom, and if you can pair that up with reading, great. For me, I think I would stay in the bathroom for a very long time, so maybe it's not that healthy. If it works for you, perfect, go for it. The next one is actually making this a family occasion. Basically, you sit down with your family and everybody reads a book at the same time all together. I love spending quality time with my family, and when I say quality time, it could still be watching TV, but all of us watching the same show, enjoying it at a similar level, or doing a puzzle, playing something. Basically, interaction is key for me. If we're interacting and not mindlessly looking at a screen that we're not sharing at that moment, it will be a lost time for me. I think it would be a great idea if we turned off everything and everybody takes their favorite book and we just all start reading together. I think that would be a really good idea. And if you have kids especially, I think it would be really, really good for them to get into the habit of reading. They will see the parents reading, it's a family occasion. It's really nice for kids to see that grown-ups are doing the same thing that they're doing at that moment. So if you're struggling, especially finding ideas with kids, I think this family reading time would be a, two birds with one stone kind of situation. Right, we're there, the best one, and the thing that is, tied with it. I found that the best time for me to read is actually immediately after I wake up. So it's the first step of my morning routine. What it does for me is, first of all, I already have that time dedicated to reading embedded into my morning routine. That's bonus one. The second thing is when I wake up, I'm not really, on. And if I read something, especially something inspiring, like a business book or something, it will really turn my mind on, and I will start thinking about all the good ideas that I can do with my businesses, all the things I need to do that day, and how can I apply these new principles I learned, and it just wakes me up mentally, but also it lights my fire. So I absolutely love the idea of waking up and reading immediately. The only problem is that I want to do it every single day, and sometimes I'm like, oh, let me just not do that now and I can do it later. So the key point of the video is how to make time, include it in your morning routine, do it the first thing after you wake up, and you'll absolutely have the time to read a book and you're already gonna get it done. The thing that we're gonna talk about is actually having a challenge around this. By the time you're watching this video, it'll be, I think, 8th of June. And I think we should start a challenge tomorrow where we all share what we're reading when we wake up. I thought this accountability factor would help you and help me do this every single day. And I didn't want to start at like beginning of a month, very, very typical, or I don't want to do it for a whole month. So if we start tomorrow, which is the 9th of June, we can just do it until the end of this month. It's not too long. It's not a huge commitment. If you don't do it for a day or two, it's fine. But if we can all share what we're reading, first of all, it's going to be book recommendations, all, curated, and second of all, since there's the accountability factor, we're probably gonna get this habit really engraved in our lives. For that, I think we should do it over Instagram, and I'm creating a hashtag for this. I think what will be really cool is to share the pages that you're reading that morning or whenever you want to read with the hashtag GFemReads. And just share it on Instagram. That's what I'm going to do starting tomorrow. And my handle and everything are in the description box below as well. If you want to join this challenge with me, let's read together. Let's read the first thing after we wake up. Let's share what we're reading and let's see how we can read more books this summer. Again, if you miss 1 or 3 or 10 days, it doesn't matter. Post as much as you can and read as much as you can. But I'm there. I'll be doing this. I'm giving my word right now. So, I'll do it. Right, so this is how you make time to read more books, and I hope you join me with the challenge so we can all read more during this lockdown summer, because come on, we gotta do some things that will excite us. I can't wait to have you over on my Instagram account, and I'm very thankful that you watched this far. If you enjoyed the content or any of the other videos that I have on my channel, please make sure that you're subscribed, and thank you. I'm wishing you all happy, healthy, and productive days, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.